Welcome, beautiful soul. Today we're going to dive into something that is both ancient and urgently relevant. Healing the wounded feminine energy within ourselves, within our relationships, and within the collective. This isn't just a conversation for women. The divine feminine, it is an energy that exists in all beings, regardless of gender. She is the current of intuition, receptivity, creation, emotion, and softness. She is the river, the moon, the fertile earth, the dream world. It's the part of us that feels deeply, that nurtures, that creates, and surrenders. When that energy is wounded, it can manifest as people-pleasing, emotional suppression, a lack of boundaries, or a fear of receiving. And that can affect anyone, regardless of gender. So this is about energy, not identity. And healing it is about reclaiming the parts of ourselves that we've learnt to silence or shame. When the divine feminine energy is wounded, when it's ignored, suppressed, or distorted, her gifts become shadows. So just take a moment to soften, breathe into your belly, and exhale gently. You are not here to perform. You are here to remember. You're entering a sacred space where truth meets tenderness, and where pain is not something to avoid, but something to alchemize. In this episode, we will walk through the luminous shadowlands of the wounded feminine, not to judge her, but to witness her, to name the ways that she had to shapeshift, shrink, seduce, and survive in a world that feared her power. This is about reclamation. You will hear her many voices today: the damsel, the victim, the martyr, the temptress, and the one who numbed herself to stay safe. Each one holds a secret longing. Each one, it is waiting to come home. So let us listen. Let us remember. So what exactly is wounded feminine energy? So the divine feminine, it is raw and radiant truth. She is chaos and creativity, wild and wise, soft and sovereign. She is not a role, she is a current. But when the world teaches us to fear that current, to silence it, to shame it, to harden against it, the feminine then fractures. She becomes wounded, not because she is weak, but because she is tender. Not because she is broken, but because she is holy in a world that forgot how to hold her. The wounded feminine doesn't disappear. She adapts. She hides behind the masks of seduction, silence, sweetness, control, drama, or saviourhood. But underneath every mask is a divine feminine energy longing to return to her truth. The wounded feminine energy can take on many forms. Sometimes it hides in the background self-sacrificing and silent. Other times it craves attention, not out of confidence, but as a way to feel seen or in control. It may look like constantly prioritizing others while feeling guilty for needing to rest. It can also show up as creating drama to control the narrative, manipulating dynamics, and relying on gossip to feel a sense of power. It might look like over-talking, oversharing, over-giving, or overachieving in an attempt to feel belonging and a sense of worthiness. At its core, it's the part of you that doubts your intuition, fears your vulnerability, and worries about either being too much or not enough. These patterns, they aren't flaws, they're protective strategies, shaped by experiences where softness, sensitivity, or emotional expression didn't feel safe. The path to healing, it begins by noticing these patterns with compassion, not to shame them, but to transform them and reclaim your power. When feminine energy is wounded, it will pull the masculine out of balance. So instead of a supportive structure, the inner masculine can become rigid, overly controlling, hypercritical, and disconnected from emotion. On the flip side, if the masculine is wounded, showing up as avoidance, numbness, or burnout, the feminine may overcompensate by overgiving, overfeeling, or lacking boundaries. These energies, they are meant to work together. The feminine flows, the masculine holds. The feminine feels, the masculine acts. But when one is wounded, the other, it often swings out of harmony to compensate. Healing sacred union within yourself, it means bringing both these energies back into sacred alignment, where you can feel deeply without losing yourself, where you can take action without disconnecting from your own heart. The awareness and alchemy of the wounded feminine. So awareness is where the healing begins, because we cannot transform what we refuse to acknowledge. And the wounded feminine, it does not heal through force. She heals through presence. This begins by coming home to your body, by anchoring into breath, softening into stillness, and learning to witness rather than react. Because when you are truly present, you are no longer lost in the storm and the chaos. You become the calm center that sees the storm for what it is, an invitation. From this sacred seat of awareness, you begin to notice the triggers, the old stories of lack, and the ways that you collapse, control, withhold, or overgive when you feel unseen or unsafe. And you can begin to name the pattern with gentleness. You might be able to identify, this is my damsel, this is my martyr, this is my good girl trying to stay loved. And by naming it, that is your power. Because once seen, the pattern, it will loosen its grip. And once held with love, the pattern becomes a sacred portal. This is where alchemy starts to begin. So you do not just witness the wound, you transmute it. You meet it with breath. You offer it compassion. You bring it into the fire of your loving awareness, and slowly it changes. The helplessness becomes discernment. The rage becomes sacred truth. The silence becomes an authentic voice, and the shame becomes your sovereignty. Yes, the old patterns, they will return, and yes, they will rise again and again. But every time that you meet it with presence instead of performance, you are doing the sacred work of inner alchemy. You are not bypassing, you are not fixing, you are transforming, not by force, but by awareness and love. And in time, what once felt like a wound, it becomes your wisdom. Your pain becomes your power, and the shadow becomes your light. And this is the art of feminine alchemy. Not escaping the wound, but burning it into gold. So sometimes we inherit these patterns, generational wounds that are passed through mothers, grandmothers, and the silence of the unspoken pain. But sometimes it can come through our own heartbreak, trauma, or being shamed for being too sensitive, too emotional, too different, or too expressive. So just take a moment, reflect gently. Where does the wounded feminine live within you? The archetypes of the wounded feminine. Let us now walk gently through the many faces of her pain. Each one, it is a prayer in disguise. It's common for us to hold several of these archetypes within us. So as I list them, take note where you may be carrying some of that wounded archetype within your own body. So the first one is the damsel in distress. She wants to be rescued. She fears her own power. She collapses instead of rising. And her cry is, "Someone else must save me." Then there's the victim. She feels powerless, perpetually wounded. She uses her pain as her identity, and her cry is, "Life is always happening to me." There is the manipulator. She doesn't trust direct expression, and she seeks validation. She uses emotion, manipulation, seduction, or silence to control. Her cry is, If I am honest, then I won't be loved. There is the Temptress. She seeks safety in being wanted. She defines her worth through her allure. Her cry is, if I am desired, then I matter. Then there is the tough feminine. She is overly masculine. She is hardened. She rejects softness, and she burns out in all her overdoing and overproving. Her cry is, if I stop, I will disappear. The unattached feminine. She is numbed, she is disassociated, and she bypasses. She is emotionally absent, she is spiritually detached. And her cry is, if I feel, I will shatter. Then there is the dark feminine in shadow. This is the sabotager. So she's often jealous, destructive. She's afraid of true intimacy. She destroys what she desires, and her cry is, love is too dangerous. There is the martyr. She overgives to earn love. She resents what she enables, and her cry is, if I am needed, then I am safe. And then there's the good girl. She pleases to stay approved of. She silences her wildness. She likes to stay under the radar. And her cry is, if I disrupt, I will be abandoned. So these archetypes, they are not flaws. They are echoes of a sacred feminine that learned survival before sovereignty. Every wounded expression, it comes from the same origin. That origin is the abandonment of the self. So the feminine, she stopped trusting her feelings. She stopped honoring her body. She silenced her voice. And why? Because she had to. Because she didn't feel safe. Because softness was punished and wildness was feared. But the body, it remembers. The soul, it remembers. And now it is her time to rise. So how do we go about healing the wounded feminine within us? So healing the feminine, it is not about fixing. It is not about strategies, timelines, or perfection. It is simply about remembrance, a gentle return to what was always sacred within you. It is not becoming someone new. Instead, it is the unbecoming of everything that you were never meant to carry. So the feminine, she does not heal through control. Instead, she heals through presence, through permission, through the poetry of her own body. So here are just 14 ways to begin her reawakening. So number 1, holding awareness as the opening. So witness yourself without judgment. Notice the patterns, notice the triggers, the contractions, the masks. Awareness, it is not passive. It is the spark that ignites transformation. Number 2, Rest as reclamation. So rest is not laziness. It is resistance in a world that profits from your depletion. So allow yourself to lay down, close your eyes. For the feminine, she speaks in the stillness. Number 3, holding sacred boundaries. So boundaries are not steel walls that can't be broken down. They are just simple invitations. They protect your softness. They honor your energy. So learn to say no with love and yes with truth. Number 4, creativity as lifeblood. So allow yourself to paint, to sing, to write, to dance. Let the feminine move through your hands, through your hips, through your body, through your voice. She creates not to impress, not to compete. She creates to feel alive. Number 5, devotion to your own voice. Stop abandoning your truth to be palatable. Your voice, it is a vessel of remembrance. So speak your truth, even if your voice trembles. Number 6, breath and body connection. So breathe into your womb space, breathe into your heart, breathe into your body, breathe into your root chakra and feel your life force energy. Let your breath be an anchor. Let your body become a temple where every breath, every movement, and every thought is its sacred prayer. Number 7, emotional permission. So let yourself cry, let yourself rage, let yourself laugh uncontrollably. The feminine, she flows through feeling. No emotion is too much. Every feeling is sacred. If anyone ever tells you that you're feeling too much, that you're too much, that you are over emotional, that you shouldn't feel this way, it's just gaslighting. You're allowed to feel. Number 8, presence. The feminine, she doesn't need to be fixed. She needs to be felt. So just breathe, be quiet, listen, let your soul speak. Let your feminine rise from within. Number 9, ritual and rhythm. The feminine, she speaks in symbols through the seasons, through the cycles. So make sacred time, dance under the moon, swim in the ocean, take salt baths, burn herbs, create a garden, journal by candlelight, and let your life become a moving prayer. Number 10, allow yourself to receive. So practice asking for things. Practice receiving pleasure without guilt. So let love pour into you without feeling like you need to earn it. This is how the feminine returns, not through doing, but through allowing. Number 11, becoming the alchemist. This is something I'm very passionate about. So you're not here to banish your shadows. You are here to simply transmute them, to learn from them, to take what was once fragmented, unworthy, or too much and turn it into something radiant, whole and holy. This is the work of the inner alchemist, not to deny your pain, not to deny your wounds, but to sit with them and to listen for what they came to teach. So allow the good girl to soften into the truth teller, no longer silencing herself to be liked, but speaking with clarity, power and grace. Let the martyr dissolve into the devoted self, no longer giving from depletion, but pouring from an overflowing well of self-honor and worth. Let the Temptress alchemize into the sacred lover, no longer seeking validation through desire, but owning her sensuality as sacred, magnetic, and sovereign. Let the victim become the wise witness, transforming helplessness into deep inner knowing and emotional mastery. Let the manipulator return to sacred communicator, reclaiming her voice, asking clearly for what she needs, and no longer twisting her truth in order to feel safe. Let the shadow sabotager rise as the keeper of the sacred rage, using her fire to forge boundaries, truth, and transformation. Each archetype, it carries within it a seed, a dormant potential, a forgotten medicine, and when met with presence and love, these shadows, they don't disappear. They alchemize, they evolve. So you are not one thing, you are many, you are fluid, you are becoming, and all parts of you, even the ones that you've tried to hide, they are worthy of the light. So to become an alchemist is to stop running. Instead, it invites you to take a sacred pause and say, even this is sacred, even this can become gold. So number 12, love is your frequency. So the wounded feminine, she believes that she must perform in order to be loved, to belong, to be accepted. But the healed feminine, she knows that she is the frequency of love, not because of what she gives, but because of who she is and what she radiates. Number 13, use nature as your mirror. So return to the forest, walk the mountains, swim in the ocean, feel the breeze. The feminine, she remembers herself in the rhythm of earth. So lay on the ground, look up at the stars, walk barefoot. Let nature speak what your mind has forgotten. And number 14, this is probably my favorite. It's called energetic embodiment, and I've included a mini visualization. So energetic embodiment, it's not about learning the feminine, it's about becoming her. It's not with your mind, but it's with your body, it's with your breath, it's with your soul's remembering. So every divine feminine energy that ever walked before you still lives in this collective field, and through energetic embodiment you are invited to access and embody her. She arrives with the exact frequency that your healing is ready to hold. You won't need to seek her out. You'll feel her in a sensation, in a name, in a colour, in a knowing. This is not performance, this is remembrance. And when you say yes to this path, you don't just awaken the goddess, you remember that you are actually her. So just now take a breath, deep breath, pull it all the way down to your belly. Really feed that beautiful life force energy that lives at the base of your spine. Dropping deep into your body. And listen, not with your mind, but with that ancient place deep within you. Because what we are about to do is not just about information. It's an activation. So the feminine is not one shape. She is ocean and fire, moonlight and thunder, silence and song. She is not here to be tamed or to be perfected. She is here to simply be remembered, and she lives in you. And you don't need to force it. You don't need to chase it. The feminine doesn't work that way. So the goddess that you most need right now, she will come to you. She will carry the exact medicine that your soul is ready to receive. You only need to create the space to feel her, to hear her, and to be able to say yes when she calls. So as you breathe, just let her rise. Place a hand over your womb or your belly and one on your heart. Breathe deeply and ask yourself softly, which goddess is ready to walk with me now? And let her come. She may arrive as a soft whisper, maybe as a colour, a symbol. Maybe you can see her name. Maybe she shows you a word. Maybe there's a memory, a feeling. Don't force anything, just simply receive it. And if she hasn't revealed herself yet, allow me to introduce you to a few who may already be circling around your soul. So if you are holding rage, grief, or the ache of endings, Kali, she may be near. She is the destroyer of illusion. She is fierce, wild, and liberating. She will burn through what no longer belongs, and she will lead you back as the flame. She reminds you that you are allowed to destroy what was never anchored in truth. If your boundaries feel blurred or your voice feels small, Durga is here. She is the sacred protector, the warrior wrapped in grace. She will remind you that strength and softness can live in the same breath. She will remind you that your softness is safe when your spine is strong. Now, if you've silenced your wildness or feared your own desire, Lilith is rising within. She is the untamed one, sovereign, sensual, unashamed. She invites you to remember the power of your body, your voice, your no. She reminds you, you do not need to shrink to be loved, for you were born to be whole. If your soul is thirsting for beauty, joy, or self-worth, Oshun, she will flow towards you. She is the goddess of sweetness, golden sensuality, and deep nourishment. She teaches you how to receive fully without guilt. She reminds you that pleasure is not indulgence, it is your natural state. If you are moving through mystery, heartbreak, or deep transformation, Isis will walk beside you. She is the sacred alchemist, the mother of magic, the weaver of worlds. She shows you how to make something holy from what has been broken. She reminds you that what feels like loss may become your greatest magic. So your invitation, you do not need to embody them all. Just begin with the one who came forward or the one that resonates with you. Let her into your breath. Invite her into your movement, into the way that you care for your body, the way that you speak to yourself when no one else is listening. Let her become a rhythm in your day, a pulse in your spine, a prayer in how you live. This is not role play, this is energetic reclamation. Because these goddesses, they are not separate from you. They are you in your many forms. You are not calling something new into your life. You are just simply awakening what has long been sleeping within. You are not just remembering her, you are remembering yourself. So the feminine within you, she is not broken. Yes, she may be bruised, quiet, or hiding, but she is whole, she is ancient, and she is wise. So to heal her is to welcome softness without shame, intuition without fear, boundaries without guilt, and creativity without apology. In our next episode, we will walk with the wounded masculine, his masks, his silence, his ache for purpose and peace. But until then, I'd like to leave you with a journal prompt. The journal prompt is, which wounded feminine archetype am I ready to honor, hold, and transform? And just remember, you are not too much. You are not too soft. You are not too emotional. You are the living embodiment of rhythm and grace. You are sacred. You are rising. And you are already home. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.